State Commission. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary Liberatore this morning.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we've got a lot to get to this morning, but we want to get a check of that forecast. And yesterday turned out to be okay. Today, a little more dicey, and it's a little sticky out already this morning.
Yeah, a little humid out, and yeah, a little bit more dicey in terms of rain showers. Those of you who have afternoon plans outside, potentially going to the fair. Today, probably not the best day, but we've got nicer days ahead. This is the rainiest day of the next 7.
Perfect.
So let's take a look at the radar right now. In fact, let's take a look at current conditions across the region. First in Cooperstown, where it's a little foggy to start out the day today. And temperatures, again, starting out roughly in the 60s across most of the area. Upper 60s out in Syracuse, 63 down in Hamilton. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are looking at quiet conditions all across the region for now, but that will change as rain showers begin to move in. A few rumbles of thunder. Some of these storms could be slightly on the stronger side with some stronger wind gusts and continuous heavier rainfall. So we'll keep an eye on the radar today, of course, with temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. Following today, though, again, we're looking at nicer weather ahead. We'll talk about that, of course, in that full forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. New this morning, President Biden plans to address the nation.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning. Welcome back. The time now is 5:12, getting you set to head to this morning on the Munson Commute Cast. And first off, a live look at downtown Utica right now. Roads are dry. Conditions pretty much all across central New York looking dry at this point. And the traffic tracker right now, no incidents to report of. There was a brief slowdown eastbound along I-90 earlier today. That has since sped right back up again. So again, looking pretty quiet here locally. And again, today, temperatures starting out in the 60s. Dry weather to start again, but following that this afternoon, this evening, we'll be tracking some scattered showers and storms. The latest details on those showers and storms in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. The Red Cross is offering us.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Today starting out quiet and dry, but this afternoon will likely be the rainiest day of the work week and even into the weekend. Let's take a live look first at Old Forge early this morning. You can see some clear skies up in the distance, and our Skywatcher Bill reporting some patchy fog as well. Live look at downtown Utica right now. Still faded sunshine in the distance, but or at least faded twilight in the distance. Temperatures currently sitting at 66 degrees with a dew point of 63, so we are still on the humid side, and humidity again on the rise today as well as tomorrow. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Storm or rainfall activity is quiet right now, but as we head into the afternoon, a few showers and storms will begin to form, and some of them could be on the stronger side. Notice right here in the dark green, level 1 out of 5 risks. For those of you who are still a bit concerned with severe storm potential, at least notably compared to last week's events, last week we were at a level 3 out of 5. So this is nothing that is too alarming. But again, some stronger wind gusts embedded with some showers and maybe some heavier rainfall causing some localized flooding with these slow-moving storms. 5% risk for hail. 5% risk for some gusty, potentially damaging winds, so low risk but non-zero, so we feel we should mention that. Throughout the day today, temperatures climb into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees with humid conditions, and again, rainfall activity picking up as we head into the afternoon. In fact, right here, likely chances across the region. At some point, most of the area will see a shower today. How long? Well, that just depends on where those showers begin to form. But this is all due to weak forcing in the atmosphere, which exits our area as we approach Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. In fact, Friday and Saturday looking almost entirely dry. And so the reason why I'm mentioning weak forcing, difficult to track storms, because right here we got two separate fronts or two moving through the area, but a cold front eventually overpowers this and shifts out to the east. And that's what will bring us those showers and potential storms today. And so again, dry start, then here comes those slow-moving showers and storms this afternoon into this evening as well. So those of you who have outdoor plans this afternoon, this evening, might get washed out. Maybe you want to hold off to potentially Thursday or Friday, as we do have nicer weather expected for both days. And so your 7-day forecast, again, we got lingering showers Thursday, lingering drizzle, coming to sunshine as we approach the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Now, Friday, low humidity, beautiful day expected. Humidity ramps up big time as we head into Sunday, upper 80s, humid, feeling like the dog through the summer, finally, as we head to the final days of July.
So early part of next week, it's sort of sticky again, and certainly welcome to
hazy, hot, and humid.
So enjoy this weekend, right? I guess
Yes.
is and today a little bit of a hiccup. Tomorrow looking better.
A little better, no risk of those storms, mainly just some lingering light rain and drizzle.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot, Eric. We'll check in with you again shortly. Time now is 5:21. Still ahead on Sunrise 2024, and the news rolls along right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this Wednesday.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
So let's start this half hour with another check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast, and not a great forecast, unfortunately.
Yeah, we got a dry
Don't
start.
blame the messenger.
Yeah, we got a dry start. Rain showers moving in the afternoon. Some of these could produce some gusty winds, some local heavy rainfall. But this looks to be the rainiest day of the next few. So that's the silver lining.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I do know that some spots do need some of the rain a little bit. But
I do agree.
I will say this, I'd rather have it in the weekdays versus the weekend.
Also true. Also true.
Let's take a look outside right now where we are seeing fog exit to the east a little bit. There's still a bit of a layer of fog in Oneonta right now as we take a live look at our beautiful sunrise camera, which you can faintly see the sunrise in the distance, of course obscured by all the clouds here locally. 66 in Rome, 63 Hamilton, 53 up in Saranac Lake, and more locally, low 60s in the Mohawk Valley, mid to upper 60s in Oneida County, and in the upper 50s in the North Country. To the south, same thing, low 60s across pretty much every location in Otsego and Chenango County. And taking a live look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We're a quiet start today, but that will change as we head into the afternoon as some shower and storm activity begins to at least it begins to fire up across the area. And some of these showers and storms could produce some gusty winds as well as local heavy rainfall. We'll talk about the arrival of these showers and storms, plus what we can expect beyond this evening, heading into tomorrow and the rest of the work week in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget, Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, Democrats are experiencing
Welcome back to Sunrise. As we are starting out this morning on this Wednesday, we are, of course, taking a look at our photo of the day. And this one was submitted to us in Ilion. And I always like showing photos like this because central New York, well defined by, of course, lots and lots of cornfields. And I think this shows you just how healthy some spots are, knee-high by the 4th of July. And then some of these corn stalks, in fact, you see the tassels on the top, have just skyrocketed. So across the area, from what I can see, lots of healthy corn crops. I know some folks already have started baling some of their hay. So again, so far, nothing regarding drought conditions, nothing regarding too much rain. In fact, I think this spring and summer has been pretty average regarding rainfall as well as heat. A live look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Again, quiet right now, but as we head into the afternoon, a few showers and storms develop. We'll talk about those in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. 8 years ago, the Olympics added.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. This Wednesday starting out dry. In fact, pretty pleasant out with temperatures in the 60s. But as we head into the afternoon, things turn a bit more on the unsettled side. Let's take a live look at downtown Utica right now. We're, of course, seeing relatively quiet conditions, at least clear skies heading out to the eastern sky. Temperature is 66, sunny, humid out, winds of 7 miles per hour from the east, and a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Quiet and dry conditions for now, but as we head into the afternoon, a few showers and storms will develop, and some of them could be on the stronger side. Matter of fact, our risk for strong storms today at level 1 out of 5, so nothing major, a typical summertime setup, but just again a heads up that any shower or storm that forms has the potential to produce some gusty winds, as well as some locally heavy rainfall, and of course a 5% low risk for hail. As you can see here, 5% risk for damaging winds as well. Throughout the day today, temperatures will climb into the upper 70s, near 80 degrees, slightly below average for this time of year. In fact, we're exiting typically the warmest time of the year on average. But humidity also still remaining relatively high with dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s. Our chance of rain today looking pretty likely, matter of fact. We've got scattered showers across the area today. Not consistent, steady rain all day long, but a majority of the area will see a rain shower, at least at one point during the day today. Rain chances do decrease, though, as we head throughout Thursday and into Friday, and of course, dry for the weekend. And so in our skycast, you can see here a bit unsettled over the northeast over the next few days, but following this unsettled pattern, an actual stronger cold front will sweep through, especially overnight into tomorrow. And that alone will break the humidity as well as reduce those chances of rain showers heading into Thursday evening and eventually Friday. And so in our skycast, again, dry start. Here comes those slow-moving rain showers. Again, we're monitoring the potential for some localized flooding as well as some gusty winds. But risk is low, non-zero. Then they pass over us, and then following that, we'll see just lingering clouds and potential light drizzle for your Thursday morning. And so your 7-day forecast, we've got still unsettled conditions for Thursday, drying out though Friday, and sunshine moves in by the weekend. Summertime heat and humidity ramp up as you approach Sunday and Monday with highs in the upper 80s. We'll be right back.
Begins right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And good morning. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
We have a lot to get to this morning, but we want to get you a first check of that forecast so you can plan your day. So what are we looking like outside?
We got a dry start this morning. We got rain showers and storms developing in the afternoon. So not a complete washout, but it'll be the rainiest day of the work week. But one thing I just noticed on the side there, if you look, you can see the sunrise in Oneonta.
Yeah.
Let's take a look right now because I want to catch it before it goes away.
Right.
Look at the sunrise in Oneonta right now. I always love when we get the perfect location at the perfect time. And of course, there's a sun eclipsing just above the horizon. You see that valley fog below it in the city. And of course, some of those clouds out in the distance. So a great shot in Oneonta early this morning. And for pretty much most of central New York early today, aside from some locations in the southern valleys, we're starting out the day with partly sunny to mostly sunny skies. 63 in Hamilton, 66 Rome, so a mild start to the day today. In fact, besides inlet, most of the Mohawk Valley and North Country currently in the 60s with 60 degrees as well and above as you head down into the southern valleys. Now, a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are looking at quiet conditions here in central New York, but we're seeing some storm activity heading through Williamsport in Pennsylvania right now, and some more showers starting to form out west that will begin to form again later on today, especially in the late morning, early afternoon, with temperatures in the upper 70s. Now, some of these storms could be slightly on the stronger side. We'll talk about those chances, plus what we can expect following today for the rest of the work week in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, some breaking news into the newsroom now.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. It's currently 6:13. I'm getting you set to head out the door this morning on the Munson CommuteCast. First off, a live look at downtown Utica. On the Nexus Center camera, of course, quiet conditions, sunshine, at least faded sun out in the distance. I'll take a look at the sunrise overlooking the entire city of Utica coming up in just a few minutes. But taking a look at our traffic tracker right now, no accidents to report of, no road closures, at least new ones to report. And again, I want to emphasize the amount of importance that the community has done for the Rome area. Not only, of course, where credit is due, the workers, the road crew workers in Rome, the city of Rome workers, all coming together and working around the clock to fix up some roadways in Rome as well, but also the community coming together, especially in times like this. It looks like an accident was just popped up here on our map right now, and I'm taking a look at it. It looks like there is a crash on Route 8 at Sickle Hill Road. I'm going to zoom into that on the map right now, and it looks to be in this area right here. So this just popped up within the past second, 6:41, or at least this looks to be between 6:11 this morning. Again, just outside of north of Bridgewater. So again, today, quiet start. We're tracking some rain showers. Talk about those in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. The Red Cross is offering assistance.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. It's a quiet and dry start to your Wednesday today, and as we take a live look at Oneonta, where we're looking at a great shot of the sunrise, though it is behind a few clouds. I think this is very picturesque with the fog out in the low levels, but taking a look at the sunrise from the traffic camera overlooking the arterial in Utica, of course, you can see a lot less in terms of obstruction, so a great shot right there. And currently in Utica, in Rome, the region 66 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and humidity on the noticeable side. Dew point is 63. And a live look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Again, quiet conditions all across central New York for now, but as we head into the afternoon, a few showers and storms develop, and some of them could be on the stronger side. Notice here on the scale level between level 1 out of 5, level 1 risk for severe weather today. In the dark green areas, pretty much all of central New York would be in this zone. And with the risks, low risk for some hail and low risk for some damaging wind. So this is nothing like what we saw last week, just to give you guys some relief. But again, it's a non-zero chance for these showers to produce some local heavy downpours as well as some stronger wind gusts. Just a heads up. As we head throughout the day today, again, temperatures climbing into the upper 70s with, again, noticeable humidity continuing to rise this afternoon, by the way, into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. And with that chance of rain, well, it's pretty noticeable. In fact, likely almost certain chance throughout the day. Although the rain showers aren't completely widespread where we see it all day long, a good chunk of the area will see a rain shower at some point today. Then following that, the rain chances do diminish, and we're drying out as we head into tomorrow. But following that, even nicer weather is expected as we approach Friday and Saturday. And so the reason why we're not talking about a set time for these showers to form is they're very disorganized. You got two separate systems, both north and south of the area, that are impacting us here locally. This will come to an end as a stronger cold front will sweep through, pushing that secondary system out and clearing things out for high pressure to move in just in time for the weekend. And so in our Skycast, you can see here a few spotty thunderstorms and showers moving through the area, pretty much on and off throughout the afternoon and evening, quieting down tomorrow, but there's still a chance for some lingering drizzle for Thursday. Friday, even more dry with low humidity. And then the dog days of summer look to finally show up as we head into Sunday and Monday. High heat, high humidity, and sunshine. Pretty much as what you expect for the later half of July. And I think the hot weather does continue into the start of August.
All right, well, that's the way it goes here in Central New York, right?
Yeah.
So get through today and then some pretty nice weather coming up, at least 3 or 4 day stretch. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, if today is your birthday, 2024, and the news rolls along right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this Wednesday.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
So let's start this half hour with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And looks clear right now, but that's going to be short-lived.
Yeah, dry start, rain showers and storms developing in the afternoon, but the silver lining, this will be the rainiest day of the next few. The showers today could be on the stronger side. We'll, of course, mention that in just a few minutes. But let's take a look outside and what's going on right now as you head to the door this morning. First off, patchy fog covering some of the view of the morning sun in Oneonta early today from our view atop Hartwick College. And temperatures across the region in the 60s, a comfortable start to the day today. 66 Rome, 63 in Hamilton, and zooming in more locally, we got 60s across the Mohawk Valley and North Country with 58 in Inlet being the outlier. And then to the south, 60s across most of the southern valleys. And a live look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Here again, quiet and dry, but rainfall activity is starting to fire up out in at least the Lake Ontario region, and some showers and storms moving through Williamsport in Pennsylvania. They're heading north and east, but those are set to miss central New York, but the atmosphere just to the west of that area is still favorable for storms and showers to develop. And so again, today, a dry start, then here comes the showers and thunderstorms. Again, we're tracking how strong some of them could be, the risks with them, and what we can expect following today into Thursday and Friday in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. New this morning, Democrats are
Good morning and welcome back. We're taking a look at our photo of the day on this Wednesday morning, and to start out, here is a picture submitted to us from Ilion of a staple of central New York. Of course, the cornfields, and healthy cornfields this year, as far as I can see. And now I'm not an expert with corn, but I see a lot of growing, and the corn is well above the knee at 4th of July and now beyond. So great news for those that are harvesting corn this year. In fact, the person submitted this showed a photo of the tasseling up on top as well. And I can't wait for the season to arrive where we have fresh corn. We can pick it up from the farm stands on the side of the roads. Again, a great way to support the local farming community. If you'd like to submit a photo like this one, send the link right there on top of your screen, wktv.com/weather/pigs. Well, this morning the radar is quiet. Nothing to report as of right now, but as we head into the afternoon, we'll see a few showers and storms starting to form. We'll talk about those in more detail straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, and a quick traffic alert to mention to you. There is a crash.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. As you just saw in the Cavy Tower cameras, some locations of patchy fog early today mixed in with some sunshine. In fact, in Oneonta right now, more of the former with some patchy fog right there. Obstructing the view of the sunshine. You can see the faded sun way out in the distance. But in Utica, not too bad. Sunshine, 60s. Dew point is 63, so still a bit humid out, and the humidity will be on the rise as we head throughout the day today. A live look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Again, quiet here locally, but we're seeing a few showers and thunderstorms beginning to pop up out in Oswego County at this point, and this will be basically setting the stage for what we'll be expecting for today. As an environment today is favorable for disorganized showers and storms to form. There's no organized lifting mechanism in the atmosphere, so these will pop up at random for most of the day today. You see here, most of the dark green indicating a level 1 out of 5 risk for a strong storm or two. The main risks being the potential for some hail as well as some potential for damaging strong wind gusts. But this is not a very high risk. We're just letting you know to make sure you're weather aware. Throughout the day today, we're climbing into the upper 70s to eventually low 80s, depending on who sees the most sunshine, with, of course, humidity continuing to be on the rise. And as we head throughout the afternoon, eventually by 6 p.m. onwards, I'm thinking roughly 8 to 10 p.m. today, is when our best shot for rain arrives. That's when there's a weak front moving into the area. In fact, we can see it right here. Here's the disorganized area of low pressure keeping things unsettled today. Then an initial cold front sweeps through, and then a secondary, stronger cold front moves through on Thursday. And that is what will bring the humidity down a lot as we head into the end of the work week. And so today, starting out, disorganized pop-up showers and storms here and there. Our best shot for organized showers moving through, of course, in the late evening. Then overnight tonight, mainly quiet, patchy, lingering drizzle. And then by tomorrow afternoon, depending on the speed of the front, we either see lingering drizzle turning to sunshine or just sunshine across the board. And so your 7-day forecast, again, lingering rain showers tomorrow, dry Friday with low humidity, and then the sun, the heat, humidity return by Sunday and Monday with upper 80s and overall just dog days of summer type weather. We'll be right back.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this Wednesday morning. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we've got a lot to get to this morning, but we want to get right to that forecast so you can better plan your day. So what are we looking like today?
We got a dry start, fog in some spots, but we'll see some showers and storms develop in the afternoon. So a bit on the rainy side, but it's the rainiest of the next few days. It's going to trend a lot nicer heading into the end of the work week. Let's get the rain out of the way right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take a look outside. First in Oneonta, where you can see, of course, the sun, but obstructed by a good amount of low-lying clouds and fog. Oneonta's been the fog capital, at least of central New York, for the past few days. And around central New York, 67 in Rome, 63 Hamilton, pretty much most of the region, except Watertown, Albany, and Poughkeepsie, in the 60s. Then, more locally, 60s in the Mohawk Valley and Oneida County area, 59 inlet, and to the south, southern valleys in the 60s. And now a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are seeing some shower and downpour activity starting to form out in Oswego County, heading into Lewis County. In fact, in the direction or in the path of Watertown, but here locally things are looking pretty quiet. But that will change, though, as we head into the afternoon, as this pattern produces spotty, disorganized showers and storms today, with temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. So, again, the best shot for rain showers this week will be today. However, we'll see how it trends rain-wise for tomorrow and Friday in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, more than a dozen were killed.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. The time now is 7:23, and we're starting out the day with dry conditions and patchy fog. In fact, one of those spots seeing patchy fog is in Oneonta. Take a live view down there right now where the sun a little bit obstructed by that fog layer out in the distance, but a beautiful scene right there for the most part. And a live look in downtown Utica. You can see right there blue skies, at least a little bit regarding some faded sunshine. But temperatures in the upper 60s, dew point is 64. It's still a bit humid out, and the humidity will continue to be on the rise throughout the day today. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Quiet here locally, but thunderstorms forming just off of the shores of Lake Ontario in Oswego County, heading closer to Watertown. And although the activity is still staying out to the west, there's a good chance of some of these firing up here locally later on today. And with some of these storms, it could be on the stronger side. Level 1 out of 5 risk right here for severe weather. Nothing too major, but it's a there is a chance for storms to turn stronger with potential for some hail, heavier downpours, as well as some gusty winds. You can see here 5% risk for both hail and damaging wind. Throughout the day today, we'll climb into the upper 70s, slightly below average for this time of year. Normal high 82, 81 degrees. But humidity also on the rise today, with dew points approaching near 70, almost tropical levels. And with that rainfall, again, the best chance of it will be taking place today. Lingering showers will continue overnight tonight, and then will dry out by tomorrow. In fact, Friday looking to be extremely nice with low humidity and plenty of sunshine. That extends into Saturday and Sunday, but the heat will be on its way. Larger picture, here we are with two frontal boundaries in between, or at least we're in between two frontal boundaries here in central New York. And this is why showers and storms today will be disorganized in nature, not really following a notable lifting mechanism. But by this evening, a weak front moves through. That's our best shot for rain between 8 and 10 p.m. Then a stronger cold front, as you can see right here, sweeps through Thursday and into Friday morning, and that's when we'll see the lower humidity move through. And so today, again, pop-up thunderstorms here and there. A good chance most of the area does see a shower, but this isn't expected to be widespread all day long. But a heads up that you have any plans today, you might have to carry an umbrella. And so, again, your 7-day forecast, lingering drizzle on Thursday, but a beautiful stretch of weather arrives by Friday into the start of Saturday, but then humidity starts to rise by Sunday and Monday with hazy, hot, and humid conditions for the middle of summer.
Bridgewater is now back open following an accident early this morning, according to the United County Sheriff's Office. And we're the first look at the forecast, and we've got some storms coming through.
Yep, and we're keeping a close eye on one of them because it is showing some broad signs of rotation. And I know with the weather we've seen over the past month,
certainly a sensitivity to that.
Sensitivity, and we want to make sure we're not causing any unnecessary concern, but at the same time, keeping a close eye on the system.
Sure.
So let's take a look at the radar right now. We've got some storms rolling through. Again, we mentioned this morning some of these storms could pack a little bit of a punch with some stronger winds. And we're going to take a closer eye on this storm north of Rome, heading through the area of Western Route 46, heading south of Boonville, heading closer to Route 28 right here. And the reason why is because on the radar scans, we're seeing some broad signs of rotation. Now, there's nothing concerning indicating the T word, which we'll not say today, hopefully, but there is up to 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and some pea-size hail. So this system is producing heavier downpours, again, continuing through the areas of Western, south of Ava, and then, of course, heading just south of Boonville. And a live view of downtown Utica right now. We've got rain showers rolling through. In fact, the Mohawk Valley, pretty much not seeing anything in terms of thunder and lightning. But again, most of that is happening out in northern Oneida County. Current temperature of 76 in Rome with some storms and, of course, rain showers down in Hamilton in the next 12 hours. Again, we're keeping an eye on the radar. Showers and storms rolling through. It's going to be an unsettled afternoon and evening, even lingering into tonight. But don't worry, we got nicer, in fact, a lot more pleasant news regarding the weather as we head into tomorrow on Friday. Full details on that straight ahead. Steve?
Okay, Eric, thanks. New this noon, a Utica.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. This overall today started out pretty dry, but a few showers and storms are rolling through the area right now. But first, let's take a look at Oneonta. Few clouds, some peaks of sunshine moved in earlier, but again, the clouds are dominating. Same thing in Utica. Thunderstorms rolling through. Temperatures in the 70s, 76 officially at Griffiths and Rome. Very humid. Dew points have climbed into the upper 60s. And taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Again, we're keeping a close eye on this storm in northern Oneida County as it's continuing to move more north and east. And what I can tell you right now is there's good news regarding the rotating behavior of this storm. A reminder that not all rotating storms potentially produce tornadoes, but they are part of what's called supercells. Supercells are rotating storms. This is trying its best to form into a supercell. You can see a little bit of that rotation right there, but again, so far it looks to be weakening at this point, but we'll again keep a very close eye on this system. Regardless, those of you in the Boonville area expect to see a thunderstorm roll through fairly quick. In fact, it should be taking place within the span of the next 30 seconds or so. Heavy downpour moving through for about roughly 15 or so minutes. And so again, we are at a higher risk today, or level 1 out of 5 risk for storms to turn on the stronger side, as we just mentioned right there with that storm in northern United County. 5% risk for some small to moderate hail, and 5% risk for some stronger wind gusts. This afternoon, temperatures remaining in the upper 70s, low 80s, then cooling down only into the upper 70s, low 60s, or upper 60s, low 70s, I should say, tonight, as clouds and lingering drizzle move through the region. But regardless, the humidity still remains pretty high, and that will stick around for the next few days. As you can see here, chance of rain pretty high, but as we head throughout Thursday, we'll see at least a damp start to the day, but then cold front moves through, and then we'll finally see some drying conditions. So the larger scale picture, we got a cold front arriving from the west. This will fire up a few showers and storms ahead of it, and then the actual cold front sweeps through as we head into Thursday, and this will set the stage for a nice Friday and even a nice weekend as well. And so in our Skycast, we're tracking again those storms popping up here and there. We'll keep an eye on the radar for now, but regardless, I think a good chunk of the area will see a shower at some point today. It just depends on which areas see the thunderstorms and which areas see them earlier or later on. Regardless, that cold front moves through, and you can start to see some drying conditions move in by tomorrow evening. And so your 7-day forecast, we've got sunshine arriving Friday, a beautiful day with low humidity, and then the summertime heat humidity kick in as we approach Sunday and Monday of next week. Upper 80s, high humidity, but of course, lots of sunshine. And I think that entering the final days of July, typical for the dog days of summer.
Absolutely, especially if you see 89 there, so we're going to be approaching 90. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, switching gears now, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu with meteorologist Eric Gage for a first look at the forecast in this half hour.
Yes, and we're keeping a close eye on some storms rolling through. Most of the stronger storms still staying out to the east, but I want to take a look at the radar right now. So most of the Mohawk Valley, in fact, are just seeing rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but again, we mentioned earlier on, our eyes were focused on this storm moving north of Rome, heading through western, producing a pretty heavy downpour, potentially some stronger wind gusts. But I want to turn our attention, of course, to the velocity scans, because this storm was behaving somewhat like a supercell, which a supercell is a rotating thunderstorm. And we can see some rotation right here, but it has continued to weaken, and so our concern with this storm has dropped tremendously. It's still the main concern being some heavier rainfall and some thunder and lightning as it continues into Boonville. So this is probably producing some rain showers at the Boonville-United County Fair at this point. Speaking of clouds, humidity, and rain showers, we're seeing a little bit in downtown Utica right now. Mainly on the cloudy side, rain showers have since passed a little bit to the north and to the east. Still some lingering rain in Hamilton, but temperatures have actually fallen a little bit in Hamilton, down to 68 following these rain showers. So again, next 12 hours, areas will climb as high as the upper 70s, low 80s, but still chances for showers and storms throughout the afternoon and evening, lingering light drizzle and rain showers overnight, and then we'll start to see a dry pattern begin to move in. We'll talk about that, of course, in that full forecast straight ahead. Steve?
Eric, thanks. Delta Airlines CEO says
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. A few showers and storms rolling through the area this afternoon. And for the most part, it's going to remain an unsettled rest of the day today before conditions dry out by the end of the work week. But first, let's take a live look at downtown Utica right now. Overcast skies, roads have dried up a little bit in the Utica area, but a different story in some other locations here in central New York. 75 and cloudy, very humid with dew points in the upper 60s. But let's take a look at the radar right now because on top of some showers moving through some parts of the Utica, Mohawk Valley area, we're keeping an eye on some of these storms up to the north. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go behind the scenes here and zoom in on some of these showers moving just north of central New York. In fact, there's a severe thunderstorm warning north of Watertown, north of Lewis County. But I'm going to stick to our local area right here. And so, doing a velocity scan, again, this storm that passed north of Rome was showing signs of rotation, but it has weakened as we take a look right here. And we're not seeing any signs of any bright greens and reds next to each other, indicating sharp rotation, which would also be called a velocity couplet. But this was a storm which is technically a trying to form into a supercell, which is a rotating storm. And along with it, some gusty winds, heavier rainfall, which is continuing to shift through Route 28 north of Boonville into locations in Lewis County, into Herkimer County as well. It looks like within the past half hour that the risk for strong storms has been elevated a little bit by the Storm Prediction Center. A level 2 out of 5 risk. We're in the yellow zone right here. With the main concerns not being so much hail, but risk for some stronger wind gusts. As you can see here, we're now up to 15%, which is at 5% earlier today. So as these storms roll through, they could produce some gusty, potentially damaging winds. But we don't want to put in any more, what's the best word to describe it? With all the stuff that happened last week, we don't want to bring extra worry into a forecast. But for now, again, just because these storms are rolling through, just a heads up that some of them could be on the stronger side. This afternoon, temperatures upper 70s, low 80s. Chance of rain still remaining pretty likely for the next few hours, diminishing overnight and then drying out as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Larger scale picture, this is all from multiple frontal boundaries over our area, but the main thing will be this cold front sweeping through initially a weaker one today and then a stronger one tomorrow, which will bring down the humidity. But again, today, keeping an eye on a few storms passing through the region, some heavier rainfall and some stronger wind gusts possible with both of these. And then as this passes, severe weather risk is non-existent for tomorrow. And so your 7-day forecast, lingering drizzle possible early tomorrow, giving way to sunshine and beautiful weather for Friday. And then sun for Saturday. Heat and humidity arrive by Sunday and Monday as we approach the final days of July. And of course, with final days of July, usually the warmest days of the year, we're finally entering the dog days.
The dog days of summer. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, it's official. The Olympic Games are returning.
News with Kristen Copeland and Jason Pallas.
It is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. We're going to get you over to the Weather Center in a matter of seconds. But first, a road closure to tell you about.
Yeah, Sulphur Springs Road in Lee Center is closed and has been for the last couple of hours. This is near Church Street. The small bridge is partially washed out. A neighbor told us her garage was flooded by the storm, and she's bracing for more rain tonight. The DPW there was not available for comment, so we're not sure when the repairs will begin. Let's get you over to the Weather Center and talk about what is to come with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
So we're tracking some thunderstorms. Right now, the conditions don't favor the strength of the storms that we saw last week, but again, some heavier rain on the way. Let me show you what I'm seeing here to the west. This is a line that's developed, and again, it's not anywhere near as powerful as what we dealt with last week, but this is still producing some thunder and lightning. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Lewis County. That's until 5:30. Again, this line extends down to the thruway, and this is going to be heading east. I have been noticing that some of the radar images have hinted that this is slightly weakening, but again, we're going to continue to keep an eye on this because it does have some energy to work with as it moves towards our area. We're sitting at 82 degrees, but it is incredibly humid. Our dew point is 68, and so again, we'll be keeping an eye on this as we head into tonight. The showers and storms, and overnight breezy, cooler, and less humid tomorrow. This These storms, by the way, are all part of a cold front, and it's going to set the stage for a nice weekend here in central New York. Again, tracking some thunderstorms this evening, temperatures in the 70s. Got to look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Oneida County is partnering with the Community Foundation to provide financial relief.
$1 million to the Rome Victims Recovery Fund. Anyone who does not receive some type of government assistance and was affected by the storm can apply for the funding. You do not have to own a home to get money, and those who have sustained damages can receive up to $5,000.
If it's the deductible, insurance deductible, if they need to clear trees, if they need a dumpster, if they need some minor repairs or board up their house, I mean, in that regard, in the interim, or patch, the roof, this gives them some money.
Now, to apply for funding, you need to call the county's call center at 315-798-5206. The center is open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And again, I wanted to leave that number up a little bit longer so you could write it down. I'll say it one more time, 315-798-5206.
And a reminder that the county offices are now in the Berkshire Bank building, the former bank on West Dominic Street.
Yes.
The Rome Chamber of Commerce is reaching out to area businesses that have been affected by the recent tornado. The chamber has a business assistance fund. Since the chamber opened the fund, they've received thousands of dollars in support. Now, 55 businesses have already applied for funding, and the chamber expects to help around 35 of those businesses so far. Some of those businesses are being referred to the county, though, for further assistance.
It's just something to get people over the hump or pay their deductible, whatever we can do, remove some trees. There's so many needs out there, and then they're putting down what they would use it for, so it helps us as far as making sure we're giving it for the right reasons.
The Chamber of Commerce is working with Oneida County and other organizations to help facilitate funding efforts. You do not have to be a member of the chamber to receive funding.
Because of tornado recovery, the Rome Police Department.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good evening. We are in alert mode. It's just kind of a precautionary change here because we are watching some thunderstorms moving in from the west. At the moment, there's no immediate danger or concern, but what we are seeing here is some thunder and lightning and some locally heavy rain. We've been noticing some issues from earlier today out towards Lee, picking up 1 to 2 inches of rain out towards Lee Center. It's some flash flooding. There's some flash flooding taking place to the north and south of our area. We're tracking some thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm warning for Lewis County. This is actually just north of West Turin, north of Redfield. That's in effect until 5:30. The line is a lot weaker here, and it has shown quite a bit of signs of weakening, which is good news for those of us that are still dealing with storm recovery and cleanup. It does look like these storms have weakened considerably. We'll continue to keep an eye on storms to the south. This severe thunderstorm warning for Shenango County until 5:30. Some localized flooding is possible as we head into this evening. There's still a lot of energy in place in the atmosphere, so even though the storms are weakening, we're just going to keep an eye on things. Our dew point 68. We still have very warm and humid conditions and still some energy in the atmosphere for these storms to work on. We'll see if that actually happens, though. We do expect the weather to calm down as we head into the next couple of days. The humidity drops. We're looking at low humidity Thursday and Friday. And it turns muggy as we head into the weekend and a lot warmer. Temperatures this evening, 82 in Westerville, 83 in Westmoreland, 77 in Little Falls as well as Inlet. Across Southern Valleys, 80 in Sherburne, 75 in Oneonta and Cooperstown with 77. Tracking a cold front from the west that's moving through our region. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms here this evening. These will be moving through over the next couple of hours. We do get a chance to dry out as we head into tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-60s. Tomorrow is going to feel a lot different. A noticeable drop in the humidity, sunshine, a breeze picks up from the northwest, and it is looking to be a beautiful day. High temperatures climbing into the mid-70s, so noticeably cooler too. I could see a couple of sprinkles out there, especially north of the Mohawk Valley late in the day, but overall a pretty nice day. The weather looks cool tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop into the 50s. Friday looks like a nice day. Sunshine, a light breeze, warmer with high temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 65. Again, those thunderstorms coming to an end over the next couple of hours. Tomorrow, we're looking at the chance of a sprinkle here, otherwise a breezy day, and again, low humidity, high temperature of 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, sunshine as we head into the weekend. It looks like a beautiful weather pattern here, but it does turn a lot more humid and hot, especially Monday. That looks to be the hottest day, 90 degrees. Showers and thunderstorms return on Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right.
Well, just days after his announcement, we are tracking an alert day.
Yeah, we've been watching thunderstorms develop and move in from the west. A lot of these have weakened. We are watching the one in Lewis County that's been producing some locally heavy rain. There's a flash flood warning in effect for the central and western part of that county. But again, these are losing a lot of steam. We'll continue to keep an eye on these and keep you posted throughout the newscast. But again, things do look better for most of us. Again, the exception being Lewis County. Also wanted to mention, too, with the heavy rain that we saw in Lewis County, in Lee Center today, and some of the flash flooding that's taken place, just a reminder that if there's ever flooded roadways, you do not want to drive your vehicle across them because you never know how deep it is. We've had a lot of folks that have gotten having some issues with cars getting stuck in water in the past. Heading out this evening, again, the chance of a thunderstorm. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s if you are taking the dog out for a walk. Again, just keep an eye on the radar. Tonight's featured dog is Nikki from Sequoia. This is brought to you by Naya Automotive Group. We're tracking much less humidity ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Back over to you.
$4.3 million from the state will replace.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good evening. We continue to track some showers and thunderstorms approaching from the west. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. I am happy to say that this line has weakened considerably, and for most of us, we won't really see much at all in terms of weather. But I do want to also highlight some places that will be seeing some weather, and that would be northern Herkimer County. We've got this line of thunderstorms that's approaching you, producing some heavy rain. This is moving over Old Forge at 6:05 into Inlet at 6:32. Some frequent lightning with this too. This storm is over Boonville. I know the Oneida County Fair going on. We do have some rain. It looks like the lightning strikes are around you, at least nothing too significant, at least for now. But again, we are tracking this area of showers and storms that will continue to move to the north and east. This does have a severe thunderstorm warning on it too for Lewis County in effect until 6:30. We go to the south. Again, this downpour just over western. It is not severe. A few scattered showers around Rome. Again, not severe weather here. And then also a few showers to the south and a few thunderstorms out in the Finger Lakes region. We'll keep an eye on that for the southern valleys heading into later this evening. But for the most part, I do think that we're going to dodge the worst of this weather this evening. It was a different story across central Oneida County today. This area picked up 2 inches of rain in a short period of time. It was less than an hour that caused some localized flooding in Lee Center. And you can see this picture from Ann. Take a look at this. This rain coming down too quickly. This is called flash flooding, and it can happen quickly in a high humidity environment. Something we'll be keeping an eye on as we head into tonight. Dew point 68. It's really humid. The humidity drops considerably. In fact, tomorrow, Friday, looking very comfortable, very different than today. The humidity starts to build back as we head into the weekend, and especially early next week. Skywatchers checking in. Micah New Hartford, 80 degrees. Old Forge, Bill with 76. Fairfield, 83. Milford, Mark with 76 degrees, and Worcester with 78. As we look at the radar and satellite image, we are continuing to track some scattered showers across the region. This is all part of a cold front, and that will continue to move to the east as we head into tonight. And again, that's going to cause a big drop in the humidity as we head into tomorrow. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-60s. Tomorrow, sunshine, a breeze, and very pleasant weather. Temperatures in the mid-70s. There's a very small chance of a passing shower, especially in the afternoon time. Tomorrow night, the weather looks cool. Overnight lows in the mid-50s. We'll see some sunshine here on Friday. Looks beautiful, warm. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 65. Tomorrow, We're tracking, again, much less humidity, sunshine, and could see a brief sprinkle, breezy, temperatures in the upper 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, beautiful into the weekend. The weather warms up. We'll be in the upper 80s by Sunday, close to 90 on Monday, hazy, hot, and humid. Showers and thunderstorms return Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
It is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day as scattered showers and storms are making their way through our viewing area.
Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis for the latest.
Yeah, this line is not continuous. There's some stronger parts of it compared to others. In fact, for most of us, we're not going to see a whole lot of activity with this initial round, but I want to focus in on this particular spot to the north. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lewis County, but the radar shows the heavier downpours have now moved to the east. So this storm is very close to severe thresholds here. This is towards Old Forge, Woodgate. You don't want to be out in this. There's a lot of thunder, lightning, and very heavy rain and gusty winds, too. We've been noticing some wind gusts with this. So even though this is not under a warning, again, our advice is to seek shelter before this thing moves in. We'll continue to watch that as it continues to move to the north and east. There's a lot of humidity in the environment for these storms to work on, but we're not expecting them to be as strong as what we were dealing with last week. Our current temperature, 81 degrees, the dew point 68. Again, we're going to track these storms as they move to the east as we head into tonight. What's to follow is a significant drop in humidity. It's going to feel really nice tomorrow, much more comfortable. The weather does warm up as we head into the weekend and early next week. Again, a couple of thunderstorms to track. A little bit more intense to the north tonight compared to the Mohawk Valley. But again, we're keeping an eye on the radar and a look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Earlier this afternoon, intense storms and flooding washed out part of a bridge in Lee Center.
Yeah, the bridge Street to Sulphur Springs Road, and it's been closed the last few hours. News Channel 2's Luke Radel takes us there.
Hey guys, I'm here on Church Street in Lee Center where the bridge behind me is currently closed, and I want to show you why. There was some pretty substantial storm damage to the side of the road, so I want to show you first what a normal bridge is supposed to look like. I'm sure you're generally familiar with what bridges are supposed to look like, but you see here these metal bars preventing the cars from going off into the ditch, this grass along the bottom there making sure that everything is anchored into place, the bridge is in place. Well, that is not what we're seeing over here on the other side of the bridge. Come with me, take a look at this. The entire underside of these metal bars has been completely washed out, washed into that pretty steady stream you see happening right there behind me. Not a good sign for the residents here, and this is not the end of the storm. Another line is expected to come in around the 7 o'clock timetable, so this already saturated and unstable ground could be hit even harder within the next few hours, but we'll keep monitoring it from here in Lee Center. I'm Luke Radel with News Channel 2.
Oneida County is partnering with the Community Foundation to provide financial relief to victims of last week's tornado.
Oneida County has committed $1 million to the Rome Victims Recovery Fund. Anyone who does not receive some type of government assistance and was affected by the storm can apply for funding. You do not have to own a home to get money. Those who have sustained damages can receive up to $5,000.
They show verification of those expenses, whether it be on the insurance side or the purchase of material or estimates from or repairs that have been done from the tree service, if that's the case. And then through the Community Foundation, every Tuesday and Thursday we'll start cutting checks.
To apply for funding, you need to call the county's call center. That's at 315-798-5206. That center, by the way, open 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
The county office buildings in Rome were heavily damaged during the tornado, and today the county opened that temporary location at the former Berkshire Bank building at the corner of West Dominic and James Streets. Here you're going to find the Health Department, Office of Family and Community Services, Office for the Aging, and more. Rome's Department of Motor Vehicles, that's closed for the foreseeable future.
The Rome Chamber of Commerce is reaching out to area businesses that have been affected by the recent tornado during the pandemic. The Chamber started a business assistance fund. Well, there was some money remaining from that fund, and that's now being used to help those area businesses. Since the Chamber opened this fund, they've received thousands more from area businesses. 55 businesses already applied, and the Chamber expects to help around 35 of those businesses. They have helped them so far. Some of those businesses, though, are being referred to the county for further assistance.
We'll take our money and we'll do the first round of applicants. And then anything over what we've kind of maxed out and said this is all we can give because we want to help out as many as we can, we'll transition those applications to the city, who has a larger pool of money based on CDBG funds and some money that the county gave them.
The Chamber of Commerce is working with the county and other organizations to help facilitate funding efforts. You don't have to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce to receive funding.
2 people were brought to the hospital, one with
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good evening. We're keeping an eye on some showers and a few thunderstorms moving through our area. Let's take a live look outside. We just showed you this from our KATV Tower Cam. We've got a view of this activity approaching from the west. What's happening, or what's approaching our television station, what we're seeing here is not severe. This is just a few downpours, but I want to focus on what is producing some stronger weather. This is across northern Herkimer County. Now, this storm doesn't have a severe thunderstorm warning on it, but I think it has the potential of producing some damaging winds, some locally heavy rain. You're seeing plenty of thunder and lightning with this as it continues to move into the northern half of the county. This will be moving towards inlet along Route 28 over the next couple of hours. We're also seeing this storm impacting Forestport, Woodgate. Again, some heavy rain here. And we can also look at the wind. We're looking at some of the wind gusts here. You can tell that this storm is producing some gusty winds. And again, that's just something we'll be keeping an eye on as we head into this evening. As we scan the radar and we move southward, we can see that there's some rain, even maybe some rumbles of thunder possible from Floyd to Trenton to Marcy. This is heading to the east. We'll put a storm track on this as it moves into the eastern half of the county. Marcy 616, Newport at 649, and Norway at around 656. This line also extends into the southern valleys. In fact, let's take a look at this shower, this thunderstorm. We'll put on the lightning tracker as it continues to move into the southern half of the county. Again, moving to the east. This impacts Oneonta at 644 and Cliffside at 654. Again, some downpours, some gusty winds with this as well. And again, the kind of bigger picture showing you that this line is broken. It's not a continuous line, so it will affect some areas more than others. Downpours are possible with these showers as they move in from the west. This is what took place earlier today in Lee Center. 2 inches of rain falling in a short period of time, so the potential for some flash flooding is not off the table here. This is a picture of what we saw earlier today in Lee Center. This picture from Ann. Again, that rain came down really heavy for a short period of time, and a lot of that has to do with the high humidity. Dew points in the upper 60s. These numbers go down. It's going to feel much more comfortable here over the next couple of days. Again, this cold front continues to move to the east tonight, and again, the weather will clear out. Partly cloudy skies overnight. Temperatures drop down into the mid-60s. Tomorrow looks dry. Looking at sunshine, there is a very small chance of a sprinkle here in the afternoon. Otherwise, a pretty nice day, comfortable. Tomorrow night, overnight lows drop into the 50s, and then we start to warm up. Partly cloudy tonight, 65 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, nice day, breezy, much less humid, 77 for the high. Again, we could see a brief sprinkle. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather looks really nice heading into the weekend. Sunshine, the humidity not too bad, but it does get hot Sunday and turns a lot more humid. A midsummer weather pattern as we approach August.
The dog days.
And hopefully no more storms.
Yeah.
Bill, thanks.
Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Let the games first look. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, you are tracking some storms coming through. Not really bad storms, but they're getting some heavy rain, right?
Yeah, and I think the flooding is a primary concern, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. Now, we did have some wind gusts here that did knock down some trees in the Morris area, but you know, with all the rain that we've been getting, even though these were below severe limits, they could still do damage. So
that water hasn't had a chance to soak through everything yet, right?
So we do have a flash flood warning in the I-88 corridor. This includes Oneonta until 11:45. This evening, again, we're tracking more wet weather for that location as we head into the next couple of hours. And just a reminder, you never, ever want to drive across flooded roadways. You never know how deep the water is. And We've had many problems in the past with people trying to do that and then they get stuck. Current temperature 71 degrees, mostly clear. It's still humid. The cold front has not moved through the region yet, but it will tonight. We're looking at a nice drop in the temperature and humidity for tomorrow, and then we start to warm up. In fact, a significant warming trend is expected as we head into the weekend and beyond. Tonight, a good night to run the air conditioner. Again, it's still pretty humid out there. Temperatures will drop down into the mid-60s. We're tracking some relief from the humidity tomorrow. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Days after announcing he was
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking some showers and a few thunderstorms rolling through central New York. I'm going to start with the most concerning thing here, and that is a flash flood warning that continues for this part of Otsego County. It's the very southern part of the county along the I-88 corridor, and this is in effect until 11:45. This area has received 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, and flooding is ongoing, especially in poor drainage areas, urban areas, roadways, and small streams. So if you live in these areas, Otsego, Oneonta, Worcester, you're going to want to be careful. In fact, especially driving at night, that's where things can get very difficult. Never drive through flooded roadways. Again, that flash flood warning in effect until 11:45. This area of rain is moving to the east. You can see it's still happening in the flash flood zone, warning zone. We also have some thunderstorms to the north. These are not severe, but they're producing some gusty winds. They're moving into northern Herkimer County. Another place has been seeing some active weather today. And also this group of thunderstorms that's in northern Oneida County will generally head to the east. So this should just miss Rome and Utica and head to the east across the Adirondacks. Rainfall today, again, highlighting that zone of heavy rainfall. A lot of flash flooding taking place across the southern tier this evening. This was the scene earlier today in Lee Center, where one storm produced 2 inches of rain in less than half an hour. So we are in that environment tonight, high humidity, but this cold front, once it rolls through, is going to be a game changer. We're going to lose the humidity, we're going to lose the risk for flooding, and that will be the case for the next couple of days with low humidity. As we look at the radar and satellite image, a cold front sweeps through the region tonight, and again, that's going to bring changes in our weather. Showers and storms head to the east overnight. Temperatures drop into the mid-60s. Tomorrow, we're expecting sunshine for most of the day. There is a slight chance of a shower, but most of the afternoon looks nice, sunny, cooler, much less humid, and the breeze will be sticking around throughout the afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s. Tomorrow night, the weather looks on the cooler side. We're down into the 50s. Enjoy it because this is not going to stick around. We're going to warm up on Friday, temperatures in the upper 70s. And we're really going to warm up heading into the weekend. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 65. Tomorrow, generally pleasant day. Could see a sprinkle or a brief shower. Breezy, a high of 77. Stern Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Beautiful weather over the weekend. Sunshine. And look at the temperatures. We're warming up. 84 on Saturday, 88 Sunday. The humidity really starts to ramp up Monday. 90 for the high. Showers and thunderstorms return on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and tonight we're talking a little bit about some rain coming through. That's why there's a flash flood warning.
Yeah, the southern tier getting a lot of flash flood warnings out in the Binghamton area, but this also includes Oneonta and the I-88 corridor. There was some pretty heavy rain that took place this evening. This area is under a flash flood warning for about the next 45 minutes. A reminder, never drive on flooded roadways. You never know how deep it is, especially at night. It can be pretty hazardous. So if you're planning on traveling overnight, again, just be careful in that I-88 corridor out towards Oneonta to Worcester, where there is still the potential of some flooding this evening. Current temperature 70 degrees. The dew point is 66. It's still pretty humid out there. The cold front has not arrived yet. That will move in tonight. And again, it could produce a passing shower. Temperatures are going to cool off. A huge drop in the humidity is expected tomorrow. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Upper 70s on Friday, and then we warm up. We're climbing into the 80s again and close to 90 as we look ahead to Monday. Tonight, Again, looking at overnight lows in the mid-60s, a pretty mild night. Good night to run the air conditioner. We are tracking some more comfortable weather and some better sleeping weather over the next couple of nights. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Days after announcing he was...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We are tracking some scattered showers across the area this evening, even a few rumbles of thunder, especially to the north. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And what we're tracking here is scattered activity north of the Mohawk Valley. A few rumbles of thunder possible tonight as this area of heavier showers moves to the east. We're continuing to track a flash flood warning for the I-88 corridor towards Oneonta. This is in effect for about the next 20 minutes or so. We're still noticing rain on the radar, so that concern could continue into the early part of tonight. And this is all part of a cold front that will be moving into the region. By the way, this is the estimated rainfall. The blue color that you see here is rainfall totals estimated over 2 inches along I-88, and that's why this area underneath the flash flood warning. We saw the same in Lee earlier today. 2 inches of rain fell in a very short period of time, and it caused some flooding in Lee Center. This picture from Ann. One of the reasons why we're dealing with the heavier downpours is due to the high humidity. We still have pretty high dew points at this hour, 66, but that number is going to fall as a cold front arrives. And we're going to see much different weather here as we go forward. And with the drop in humidity, will also cause a much lower risk for any additional flooding going forward. In fact, we're looking at a dry stretch of weather here, so that's not even a concern. We will see more humidity start to build in as we head into the weekend as temperatures warm up. Cold front continues to march in from the west tonight, and this will move through overnight. Our weather will begin to dry out as we head towards tomorrow morning. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-60s. Again, a few lingering showers and maybe a rumble of thunder over the next couple of hours. By tomorrow morning, we'll notice a drop in the humidity and a return to sunshine. It should be a really nice afternoon. Breezy conditions, very small chance of a passing shower. High temperatures in the mid-70s. Cool tomorrow night. Clear skies. Overnight lows in the 50s. Enjoy it, because that won't last. We'll start to warm up on Friday. Sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy tonight. Showers and storms come to an end. Low of 65. Tomorrow, beautiful day, breezy, 77, slight chance of a sprinkle. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, a warming trend as we get into the weekend and beyond. Lots of sunshine Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Temperatures in the 80s over the weekend. We're pushing 90 by Monday, and then some showers and thunderstorms